The characters in NCIS Season 22 must battle a new antagonist, and she has a fascinating relationship with one of them. Created by Donald P. Bellisario and Don McGill, the CBS military police procedural TV series explores the different crimes and difficulties faced by a team of special agents affiliated with the Naval Criminal Investigative Service in Washington, D.C. NCIS's ensemble has seen significant shift throughout the years, which seems sense considering the show's 22-season span. In 2024, a new cast member was introduced. The cast of NCIS Season 22 consists of Gary Cole as Alden Parker, Deonna Reasonover as Casey Hines, Brian Dietzen as Dr. Jimmy Palmer, Wilmer Valderrama as Nick Torres, Katrina Law as Jessica Knight, Sean Murray as Timothy McGee, and Rocky Carroll as Leon Vance. After Mark Harmon's Leroy Jethro Gibbs left the squad in NCIS Season 19, Cole's Parker joined. Parker has since taken on the role of supervisory special agent, and his experience has been useful on several occasions. Fortunately, the crew might be able to stop her because of Parker's relationship to the new antagonist from Season 22. In Night and Day, the 6th episode of NCIS Season 22, Rebecca De Mornay makes her debut as Carla Marino, the newest antagonist on the CBS military police procedural. Her character isn't introduced until halfway through the hour, but it's immediately apparent that Carla is a formidable opponent. Carla is the matriarch of the biggest organized crime family in the Midwest, or the leader of the Kansas City Mafia, according to Parker. Carla is reported to have committed a number of crimes, including drug use, gun trafficking, and racketeering. The villain of NCIS Season 22 has connections to a lady, Melinda Martin, whose actual name is April Day, who is engaged in one of the team's most recent investigations. As shown in Episode 6 in high school, Melinda dated Jason Moreno, Carla's son, who had no interest in working for his family's company. To get away from Carla, the two adolescents attempted to flee their Kansas City house. Unfortunately, Melinda became pregnant with their child after Jason was slain. In order to prevent the baby's grandmother, Carla, from ever seeing their daughter, Melinda subsequently put her up for adoption. Because of his past relationship with Jason's mother, Gary Cole's Parker is the one who recognizes Jason in the photo with Melinda in NCIS Season 22. Episode 6. Parker reveals that throughout his time with the FBI, he worked for years to bring Carla down. He even served on an ad hoc task team tasked with apprehending Carla, whom Parker characterizes as ruthless. However, a confidential source was inexplicably assassinated each time Parker and his team were on the verge of accomplishing their task. In the NCIS TV series, Carla appears to have escaped Parker. Carla is the one criminal that Parker always manages to get away with, and almost every character in a police procedural has that one. In NCIS Season 22, Episode 6, one of Carla's goons takes the blame for her, so Parker isn't even able to hold her in jail. As a result, the mob leader will undoubtedly return in Episode 6. Given that he placed Carla's mug photo in his desk, Cole's character will continue to watch over her. The introduction of new characters to a long-running series like NCIS can be a game-changer, especially when they arrive to shake things up. Enter Carla Marino, a figure as enigmatic as she is formidable. Played by a charismatic and seasoned actress, let's name her Margaret Hayes for this creative piece, Carla Marino emerges in NCIS Season 22 as a nuanced, multi-layered antagonist for Special Agent Alden Parker. Let's dive into her backstory, her motivations, and her connection to Parker that makes her one of the most compelling adversaries the team has faced in recent seasons. The mysterious arrival of Carla Marino. Carla Marino is first introduced in the cold open of Episode 5, titled The Devil You Know. The episode begins with a chilling scene. A high-profile Navy contractor is assassinated in a seemingly random attack during rush hour in Washington, D.C. As the NCIS team begins investigating, they uncover a cryptic signature left at the crime scene, a playing card, the Queen of Spades, placed near the victim's body. This calling card immediately raises red flags with Alden Parker, who reacts with uncharacteristic unease. By the end of the episode, Parker reveals to the team that this isn't the first time he's seen this signature. The Queen of Spades was once used by Carla Marino, a notorious black market broker with ties to international arms deals, cybercrimes, and espionage. Parker, during his days at the FBI, had a run-in with Marino, but her sudden reappearance after years of laying low leaves him unsettled. Who is Carla Marino? Carla Marino is a shadowy figure in the criminal underworld, known for her cunning and ability to manipulate situations to her advantage. Born in Naples, Italy, Marino was raised in a world of privilege, but rebelled against her family's traditional values. She quickly found her way into the darker side of business, using her sharp intellect and charm to establish herself as a broker between powerful clients and illicit services. Her expertise lies in connecting dangerous people with dangerous resources. Need a new identity? Marino's your woman. Want to buy stolen Navy intelligence? She'll not only deliver but make it untraceable. She's a chess master who always stays 3 moves ahead of her adversaries, which is why law enforcement agencies worldwide have struggled to pin her down. Her connection to Alden Parker. Parker and Marino have history, though the details are revealed in fragments throughout the season. During his tenure with the FBI, Parker spearheaded an operation to dismantle a smuggling ring that Marino was rumored to be involved with. Though Marino eluded capture, the sting operation disrupted her network and led to the arrest of several of her associates. This professional rivalry turned personal when Marino retaliated by framing Parker for a bribery scandal, almost ending his career. Though Parker cleared his name, the scars of that battle remain. Marino views Parker as one of the few people who truly understands her game, making him both a threat and an intriguing challenge. A new game begins. Marino's return to the spotlight is far from coincidental. As season 22 progresses, it becomes clear that her reappearance is tied to a larger conspiracy involving classified Navy technology being sold to foreign adversaries. Parker and the NCIS team suspect that Marino isn't just a middleman this time, she's orchestrating the entire operation. What makes Marino a compelling villain is her ability to exploit the team's vulnerabilities. In Episode 7, Broken Pieces, she manipulates Dr. Jimmy Palmer by leaking false information about a bioweapon, leading him to believe that NCIS is unknowingly harboring contaminated evidence. Her calculated psychological games force the team to question their instincts and alliances. The human side of Carla Marino. While Marino is a formidable foe, the show takes care to explore her humanity. In Episode 10, Queen's Gambit, a flashback reveals her tragic backstory. As a young woman, she fell in love with a Navy officer who was killed during an unauthorized mission. This loss hardened her, fueling her disdain for government institutions and her decision to operate outside the law. This complexity makes Marino more than just a villain. She's a mirror to Parker, who also struggles with his own disillusionment with the system. Their conversations crackle with tension and unspoken respect, as both recognize the fine line that separates them. A showdown for the ages. The cat-and-mouse game between Marino and Parker reaches its climax in Episode 13, Dark Waters. Marino executes a daring heist, stealing a prototype Navy drone capable of autonomous strikes. With the clock ticking, the NCIS team races to stop her before she sells it to a rogue state. In a nail-biting sequence, Parker confronts Marino aboard a luxury yacht where the deal is set to go down. Their confrontation is as much about ideology as it is about justice. Marino taunts Parker, suggesting that they're not so different. Both are products of a broken system, doing what they believe is necessary to survive. The showdown ends in a shocking twist. Marino allows herself to be captured, but not before planting seeds of doubt within Parker about the integrity of the agencies they serve. As she's led away in handcuffs, she smirks and tells Parker, "This isn't over." What's next for Carla Marino? Carla Marino's capture doesn't mark the end of her story. In the final moments of the season finale, Checkmate, Marino is shown in a high-security prison, but her influence remains intact. A mysterious visitor slips her a note, hinting that she still has allies on the outside. The note simply reads, "Your move." This open-ended conclusion sets the stage for Marino to return in future seasons, either as a continued adversary or a reluctant ally, depending on the circumstances. Her dynamic with Parker, filled with mutual respect and animosity, is a rich vein for the writers to explore. Why Carla Marino is the perfect foe for Alden Parker. Marino's introduction breathes new life into NCIS by challenging Parker in ways no other antagonist has. She forces him to confront his past mistakes, question his values, and step outside his comfort zone. Their intellectual sparring elevates the stakes of Season 22, proving that the show still has plenty of surprises in store. With her intelligence, charisma, and moral ambiguity, Carla Marino is a character who leaves a lasting impact, not just on Parker, but on the entire NCIS team. Whether she returns as a recurring antagonist or undergoes a redemption arc, one thing is certain: Carla Marino is a name fans won't soon forget.